And GNTV Blaze Sports, and my name is Jusper Muhinda. We begin with straight what happened at the Green Park Premier League last evening, as we had two games, one guest band and a number of what we call a collection of good players. Guest band was taking on a team that has actually turned tables around. Yeah, we have to talk about that. Guest band managed to score first as they made their tormentors come back from behind to make it a draw of 2-2. We saw this band players preparing as if they were going for war, but this is the Green Park Premier League Open category, which is almost as a tug of war. However, game ended into a stalemate. That was 1-1. We saw a late, actually an equalizer coming very late against Gist FC. This is the football that everybody was expecting to see, but nonetheless, City Shooters had all the stars, a collection of stars, and under the stewardship of a one-star, that is Siraj, Musindo, Mutega, and Golola, who were taking care of that team at the moment. But those were the boys as they were preparing for that very game. We had that game entertain lots of people who were around at Green Park in that very evening. However, that game ended into a stalemate. Spoils shared 1-1. That means Guest Band has secured 2 draws from the other one, the game they last played against the Chini, and now this time around a point against City Shooters. They had won their first game. That means they have secured 5 points from those 3 games, which is actually it was supposed to be the likely 9 points. Now we only talk about more of the Green Park Premier League when we come later. However, the game that came before that one was Zone FC versus Mucho. I just cannot tell what happened here, and the two families, that is the Zone and the Mucho family, met in a league game. Nonetheless, they always meet every Friday at 8 p.m. at Green Park Premier League. In fact, this time around we saw a family game that also ended into a stalemate. 2-2. They shared spoils. Goals scored by a one Dominic, the person who normally scores in this fixture. When you talk about Mucho versus game, Dominic is the name that comes up when it comes to scoring. In fact, he's a record scorer in that fixture. Last season, he managed to score about 14 goals in the last closing game in the Green Park Premier League. But this time around, he also scored against them in the 35 Premier League category, making it a record against Zone, scoring 37 goals against Zone in all competitions, regardless of friendlies as well as league games. That is the Zone team for us. Jacob was the goalkeeper. He made sure he saved. We also had Ndane mix in there, as he missed their picture the other side, the team picture. He missed the other side of Mucho, but he managed to take that picture from Zone Football Club. Next to Ndane is Kabogoza and Mike Church, as well as Hakim Masembe, Joshua in shirt number 2. We also had Goodman for those ones down squatting. Goodman was their manager, IGP, the team leader of that team. Duncan Mobi was commonly known. Then Madanse, Lady Madanse, and also Dr. Christopher squatting on my left. In fact, he is the person who scored all those goals. That is Dr. Christopher. He scored the 2 goals to give Zone their first point of the league just after 6 games. They had not secured a single point, unlike that one that they secured against Mucho. In fact, Mucho also were looking forward to winning that game simply because they wanted to secure maximum points against Zone on record time, but they have faced a challenge. That is Dominic, star of the match, as he came through to score his 37th goal against Zone, his rival team and a family team. Zone Mucho is a family. It's actually an association that brings together the two families from Mucho and Zone. So that is how everything went down there. But earlier we saw events of fair play welcoming these players into the the pitch. That is one Justus 23, the team leader of the other team, Mucho, and Honorable, the other one also, shirt number 16, Honorable Engineer also is there. Is part of that team zone. Remember, people of Isinjiro, they really know what will transpire in the next campaign. As it happens, he normally organizes those football tournaments as he comes for the political campaigns there. But that is the story. We saw that is Daddy given Jacob, shirt number 10, as he was a top performer in that very game. He actually saved a number of those shots coming in there from Banner. He saved another shot from Kaboy, another one deflected to a corner that came through from Dominic. He also had an attempt to save the penalty, but the things were out of hand just as early as they took a lead 2-0. We saw them coming into the pitch together in a fair play style. That is the team that came through from the dressing rooms, led by Saddam Nasir Kakoza and Joshua, one no-nonsense referees there. They take decisions which are tough and right, but you could clearly see how the events happened. Kabogoza took the lead of that team, as you could see, one of the fattest guys in that very team. Kabogoza there, followed by Ezra Mike Tech, and they were all there, followed by a one Joshua, Duncan Mobiru, and the likes. There was an event of welcoming the team on field, where we also saw one of our most prominent MCs, that is Sir Enoch, coming in there to join the bandwagon to greet these players on field as they were planning to begin this game. And that is a summary of what happened. You could clearly see Kapacha, Richard Robertson, Dominic, Bana Ndane, and the lady actually that plays for Mucho is Dora. That is Dora, shirt number 14. You see how she was putting up some good pressure there. That is Dora for you. And we actually had a very good game, a beautiful game between these two, as it is normally expected to be tough, especially when it comes to hard tackling and everything. But this time around, things were as smooth as any other entertaining game. That was Dominic trying to attempt, and Jacob came to save. That was manager IGP tackling Honorable there. Was very dangerous tackle. But the game ended a stalemate, 2-2. That is the story I had to bring for you from Green Park Premier League. And now I will switch, taking you to whatever happened last evening within the meeting that was there at Mandela National Stadium, whereby George William Nkemba, one president for SCVR, as well as the CEO of SCVR, were looked into a meeting together with the Minister of Education, that is Honorable Peter Ogwang, as well as the Mandela National Stadium management, together with the UPDF Engineering Brigade, led by our very own prominent Afande Chidemuka, who has made things look so tight. But this time around, there was a consensus, and they have agreed that with some provisions of emergency pathways into the stadium, they will be put up so that they can have a severe access the stadium to play their game, that is their CAF Confederations, their CAF Champions League game against Central Bank of Ethiopia. So Central Bank of Ethiopia are expected to jet in the country today as they are preparing for their game that will come later this week on Saturday. Now SCVR has decided to put out posters talking about the fixture fees. In fact, in case you want to watch this game, you will part with 100,000 for VIP and 50,000 for ordinary. The first leg will be played on 17th, that is on August, for the first leg, 17th August, which is here in Namboole, and the second leg will be in Ethiopia on 24th August. That is a week later. When we talked about this issue, there was actually suspicion that this game might not happen, might not take place here in Uganda, simply because Mandela National Stadium is under renovation, as well as the new running track that is being installed and constructed at Mandela National Stadium in Namboole. However, we have had reports coming through that it has been agreed upon for some emergency and contingent measures to see that there will be a game, but also there will be no tampers with the new running track that has been mounted at Mandela National Stadium. In fact, we talked to SCVR president just after that very meeting, and he had some words to say. We wait to hear what he told us just in front of the cameras as we wait to know what will come up later for that very game. Talking about that, still on that very severe game, people are complaining about those fees, actually the ticket fees, that they are very high, as at Namboole will be too large for a few members to attend. They would not be heard very well in terms of cheer when they get those voices, a few voices in Namboole. They will not be as uniform as they're supposed to be when the Namboole stadium is filled up. Let's hear from the big man what he said.
We have had a meeting where several discussions were held with management of Namboole, and it has been agreed. We have come to an agreement that our game with Commercial Bank of Ethiopia will be hosted at Namboole Stadium on Saturday at 4 p.m. Saturday 17th of August is when we are hosting, as scheduled by CAF, the game against the Ethiopian champions. Measures have been agreed upon that will be undertaken for us to protect the work that is ongoing and for us to be able to successfully, without any undue interruptions, to play the match on this within the stadium, within the arena. We will have, for now, I know that we'll have a meeting to kind of like get down to the details of accessibility to the stadium, but by and large, we will have the VIPs come through that is the western gate or the main gate at Namboole. That's where the VIPs will come through, and then we'll have the northern gate available to the Villa fans. We are exploring opening another gate, but this will be confirmed tomorrow, whether we'll open the southern gate as well for the visiting team supporters.
All right, that is George William Nkemba coming in there from SCVIA, as they had a meeting together with the Minister of Sports, that is Honorable Peter Ogwang, as well as the leadership of the UPDF Engineering Brigade and the management of Namboole, that is Mandela National Stadium Limited. Still talking about the CAF level games now, we shall switch our attention to Team KITARA, as they reached in Benghazi safely. They even had their first evening training earlier yesterday, and they're preparing for their CAF Confederations Cup game that is coming up against Al Hilal Benghazi. Now that is a team, as they posed just after training, you could clearly see how those boys were already unprepared to take on that very game, a game that is coming up across the weekend. They will be playing against Al Hilal Benghazi, and now you could clearly see what exactly lies ahead of KITARA. Now we also know that KITARA will be having their targets out to come here and play, but they expect to host their home game against Al Hilal, simply because they applied for Mandela National Stadium in Namboole, but they were told it's not yet ready. They also applied to have St. Mary's Stadium Chitende, and they were also told Chitende would be occupied by then. When we talked to one Dennis Omedi, he had something to tell us about what exactly is going through the camp as they're preparing for that very game. We wait to hear what Dennis Omedi is going to tell us. Let's hear from Dennis Omedi.
Omedi, the striker KITARA Football Club. We are away in Benghazi. My name is Dennis Omedi, the striker KITARA Football Club. We are away in Benghazi, going to play the Al Hilal. Being away from our fans, it's really a very hard one for us. Also, we're used to their chanting and giving us a lot of energy, but still, we can't make it to be an excuse for us. Like I said, we're fully prepared for these games, and look at the preparation, everyone is in shape. There's no pressure in Afro. I know with all the experienced players that we have, I strongly believe we are going to make it the same round. We went to Ethiopia, being our first away game. We went to Ethiopia and we made it even without our fans, so we missed them. Yeah, them being away and not with us, they're really in our hearts. We want to give them the happiness and the joy wherever they are, and I can assure you that we are going to give our hearts out and see what happens at the end of the 90 minutes. The Rabona goal, yeah, it was a nice goal, and everyone is talking about it, but then it's not something new to me. For me, I felt I didn't even do anything new because it was what I was doing even in training. In other games, I could do it. It's not something new for me. It's just a bit of concentration and trust me. If such opportunity of such kind is come, I will still do it because it's not a miracle. Whenever you keep on doing something, you're practicing it every day, here and there, you find it very easy to do it. Even if on game days, I don't care whether it's a big game or a small game, we have to score goals. Yeah, we respect each and every team, but not give them the respect in the field. Let them be there by lemons, but we have also come to stay. Nothing else to do. We are going to fight for each and every single minute or second that comes for us. All I am urging for is
all right, that is Dennis Omedi for us, giving us an update of what is coming up against Al Hilal. Their game was supposed to be here in Uganda, but they opted to take it to Libya simply because they could not have the facility that is licensed by CAF to host such a big game. But now we expect them also to perform as if they are at home while they are away from home. Away from that, I will bring you back to Mbarara City. Before Mbarara City, I will take you to what is happening in FEASSA. Now, the Federation of East African Secondary Schools Sports Association is here in Uganda for this year 2024. We shall have those games here in Uganda, as I earlier brought you the groups and the draws which were held live, and you saw what happened, what came through from those draws. You saw the groups like I told you, but this time around we have seen Uganda officially flag off its participants, but we have seen delegation from the Ministry of Education and Sports led by Minister Peter Ogwang, as they flagged off the teams that came through from the nationals and qualified for the FEASSA games. Now that is President Justus Mugisha, president of USSA. In the middle is Minister Peter Ogwang, Minister of Sports Peter Ogwang, as they were officially flagging off the teams that qualified for FEASSA games, and those are a number of schools. Actually, those are some of the participants from a certain school that qualified to play in East African School Sports Association games that will be held in Bukedea Comprehensive. Like I told you, on 18th there will be official commissioning of Bukedea Indoor Sports Arena that was built by a one Right Honorable Speaker Anita Among. That was a congregation of sportsmen and sports personalities from the ladies' side who qualified to represent Uganda within the upcoming FEASSA games that will be held in Bukedea, and the host school will be Bukedea Comprehensive, a one giant in sports, and we wait to see how everything will be going down there in Bukedea. I will be right here to inform you about whatever will be happening or taking place there. That is what is expected. The people of Bukedea expect to welcome Honorable Right Speaker Anita Among as she hosts the President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni to officially open up the facility which belongs to Anita Among and Bukedea Comprehensive. And you can as well see a number of country representatives will be here. By the way, about 10 of the representatives will be here, coming in there from different countries. They will be here in Uganda to participate within the FEASSA Games 2024, which will be held in Bukedea. To Mbarara City now. We all know how Mbarara City are preparing for the next season. They are doing everything possible to prepare for the next season in Premier League under the stewardship of Coach Charles Livingstone Mbabazi, who has been hired before the beginning of the season to transform this team and make sure that the team performs. Now, Coach Charles Livingstone Mbabazi has taken this very team through a number of friendlies. However, we've gotten results from the friendly game between Mbarara City and Eastbourne, a game that ended 2-2. We also know that the team played against Nyamitanga Select earlier earlier last week, and they won against Nyamtanga Select with 2-0, both goals scored by Henry Chitegenyi. And they went to Rukunjiri, where they played Bona, that is Bona FM, and they also played a very tough team of Bona, by the way, which they won also, a game that they won 2-1 from Rukunjiri main stadium last weekend. But this time around, there is another friendly that is coming up, and the friendly will be between Mbara City and Uganda Police. That game will kick off on Friday at 4 p.m. here at Kacheka Stadium, and entrance fees will be VIP 10,000 and ordinary 5,000 for those who would love to see how Mbara City has shaped, how Mbara City has actually signed more players, how Mbara City has trained under Coach Charles Livingstone Mbabazi. You guys need to be here and watch this very game. We wait to see what it will look like from that very game. That is one coach Said Biekwaso, as he was taking some of our star players, that is one Edward Namasa and Karim Ramadan, through some of the fitness drills there at Kacheka before the game that they played against Nyamitanga. And that game they actually won 2-0, both goals scored by Henry Chitegenyi. That is a group of Mbara City players who were available for training on that very day. We hope that Mbara City is going to transform and is going to be winning some of the games at home here at Kacheka. Away from that, I will now take you to the English Premier League, whereby it will resume for the season 2024-2025 this very Friday, 16th August 2024, and Manchester United will open up this season against Fulham. This game will be played late in the night, and we wait to see how the United signings will impact, if they will play or not. United has announced the signing of two former Bayern Munich duo, that is Mazrui as well as Matthias de Ligt. We wait to see how these people will be available for Manchester United to help. Now, that is Nocel Mazrui, who came through from FC Bayern Munich, and he has been given shirt number 3. It was formerly put on by the likes of Patrice Evra, the French left back, who also played for Manchester United there. And we also saw they announced the signing of Matthias de Ligt, the Dutch centre back, who came through also within that very deal, together with one Nocel Mazrui. That is Matthias de Ligt for you, and he has been given shirt number 4. He will be available to play for Manchester United. Talking about the English Premier League still, a one pundit, that is Michael Owen, former England, Manchester United and Liverpool striker, came up with a prediction of what it will look like at the end of the season. In fact, giving out his opinion when asked about who will finish in the top 4. That is what he had to give out. Michael Owen said Arsenal will win this trophy, and he gave Liverpool the second position, bringing Aston Villa to 3rd position, and giving Man City the 4th position. To him, it seems impossible for Man City to win their 5th English Premier League title within a shortest period of time. So that is what we can talk about Michael Owen as he predicted that very game. Still on the European football coaches rankings, we have had Pep Guardiola take this for the 3rd consecutive time. Pep Guardiola for Man City, who is 53 years old, has seen himself ranked for the 1st position in 3 consecutive seasons. That is against Carlo Ancelotti, Real Madrid, and he's 65 years of age. We also saw Jurgen Klopp taking 3rd position. Jurgen Klopp is 57 years of age, and he is unattached at the moment. Mikel Arteta of Arsenal came 4th. Mikel Arteta is 42 years of age, and he is the head coach of Arsenal. Xabi Alonso, who is also 42, came 5th, and he is at the stewardship of Bayer Leverkusen in Germany. Luis Enrique, who is 54 years of age, came 6th, and he's at the stewardship of Paris Saint-Germain, as well as Simone Inzaghi, who is 48, and he is a stewardship of Inter Milan. Gianni Piero Gasperini, who is 66, and he is at the stewardship of Atlanta. He is also number 8, and Mauricio Pochettino, who is unattached at the moment and 52 years of age, came 9th. Ernesto Valverde, also at Athletic Club, who is 60 years of age, came 10th. That is the top European managerial rankings. Talking about Real Madrid, Carlo Ancelotti and how they performed against Atlanta last evening. We saw Real Madrid became triumphant from that very game after winning 2-0 against Atlanta at full time. Goal scored by Kylian Mbappe and Valverde at 59th minute, and Mbappe scored at the 68th minute, making him the second number 9, actually the third number 9 against the Ronaldos, that is Ronaldo De Lima and Ronaldo Cristiano, who have put on jersey number 9 and went ahead to score from their Madrid debut. In fact, Cristiano Ronaldo did this some long time ago in 2009. This time around, Kylian Mbappe did also the same in 2024, just after scoring from that partnership that came through from Vinicius Jr., Jude Bellingham, creating that very chance for one Kylian Mbappe to score that second winner goal. Now, Real Madrid are the record winners of the Super Cup just after beating Atlanta in the final that was held in Warsaw. That is the UEFA Super Cup 2024. Just one game and one trophy for Kylian Mbappe. Things are now written to happen for Real Madrid. Like he said after the game, he told the press conference that when you talk about Real Madrid, then you're talking about trophies. That is how it went down within the Super Cup. Now, talking about the legendary Cristiano Ronaldo Santos Aveiro da Souza, the Portuguese international who played for Sporting Lisbon, Manchester United, Juventus, Real Madrid, and now is trading his football in Saudi Arabia within a team called Al Nassr. He came up with a goal and an assist that clinched their qualification to the finals of the Saudi Super Cup, where they will be facing Al Hilal. Now, Cristiano has scored in total 896 career goals, and we wait to see if he will make it 900, because he's 4 goals shy to make it 900 career goals. Now, Cristiano also took to the pitch within a mammoth crowd chanting his name, Cristiano, Cristiano, as he celebrated his trademark celebration after scoring that very goal, assisted by one former Liverpool striker, Sadio Mane, the Senegalese international, who was involved also in that very game. That is Cristiano for you, as he was shaping up before that very game that saw them qualify for the final against Al Hilal within the Saudi Super Cup. Talking about that, we shall be bringing you all those details coming through from different leagues across the world as the season kick starts. Now, we all know that the games are coming up on Friday for English Premier League. United is beginning its season for the first time in the last 5 years against Fulham. We wait to see how it will shape like. That has been the Blaze Sport. I've worked with Joseph in the control room. I remind you that Rampara for Christ is coming 29th to 31st August at Chinoni Playground. We shall have lots of entertainment coming in there from gospel artists like Alex Visa and Lady Diana. We shall have potential and prominent pastors. Apostle Batambuze Daniel will be coming from Kampala in conjunction with all Rampara pastors, together with King of Kings Church, Loving God, Loving You, teaming up, and all that is brought to you by Bishop Dr. Cyrus Taiba and Bishop Nicola Taiba for Rampara for Jesus Christ Crusade. Everybody is expected to get healed and receive that dynamic prayer. Make sure you be there on 29th to 31st August 2024. Have a good morning. Bye bye for now.